My baby just turned 1. Crazy. And if you're new here, then I am 24 weeks pregnant with baby number 2. With my son's birthday, I wanted to react, not just our birth vlog that we made and I edited together for him and our family's memories. I wanted to look back on not just that, but also like the raw clips that didn't make it into the vlog. I try to keep all the raw bits in there because that's what I love so much about birth. I did post on Instagram like a few photos of my baby coming out, and I made sure obviously it was okay with Grant before I shared here recently for his first birthday. I don't think they're too much, but I know just how people are in society. Anyways, I asked my husband just to make sure, and he's like, yeah, duh. And I lost so many followers on Instagram from posting just like a little bit of blood. And I think that's so beautiful and raw and real. And I think the way people view birth and the human body and the female body and society is just so corrupt. One societal standard out of so many that I think is just so fricked and wonky. But I'm gonna first watch the birth vlog that you guys saw, and then I'll watch the other ones. I haven't watched this in so long.
That's very quick.
I'm excited to meet him. I can't believe he's coming today. The night before, we got Grant's bag, my bag, Weston's bag. We're gonna load up the car now. He's excited. He's very excited. I'm just like maybe the most anxious I've ever been in my life. I forgot about that. We got induced. I got induced, and me and Weston got induced, I guess. That's why we were doing that the day before. But that night, we took Barrett, our dog, our German Shepherd, over to my in-laws' house, and they watched him. And we did some, like, Grant and I just did some walks and like lunges out on the country roads. I'll insert that because I never shared that and I still have it in my phone. Last walk as a family of 3 makes mama sad. How do you feel, baby? Excited? See, he's so positive. I just love my little boy. It was just such a sweet night, and leaving Barrett was like emotional, and he's just our dog, but it left our family and it was gonna come and expand. And leaving Weston this time for our next birth is gonna be something else. I never mind leaving him for a sleepover, but leaving for the birth of your child and welcoming a whole new family dynamic is gonna be next level. But that night, I remember it was so exciting packing up the car, but yeah, like it was just, I'm not an anxious person, but it's just such a surreal feeling. Like, it's just so, it's just so crazy. It's just crazy. Ready to go. Good morning. My belly. I forgot how big my belly was. It actually doesn't look that low to me. What? My belly always was so low with Weston.
It is a 5:55. Oh gosh.
We were late.
So we were supposed to leave. We were gonna leave our house at 5:30 because we were gonna get donuts for the nurses, and we didn't wake up until 5:32. So
I was not nervous driving there at all. Because I was just like tired and like woken up.
that's the sweetest thing ever.
Come in. Love this room. Literally my life changed, my mindset of the world. Pregnancy changed me so much, but like in this room, everything changed. My best friend works in OB, my very best friend since 4th grade, and she did all this for me. Oh, my baby. He'll be in there. Daddy's mini. I had no idea she was gonna do this too. Sleeping quarters. Daddy. And then she even put these blue things up. That's crazy to see again. Since Weston was clipping my down. I hope Weston has some dimples. He does! He still has daddy's dimples. That was a sweet moment. I love looking back on the photos of Grant filling out the birth certificate. He filled it out like so quick, way before anything happened. I think the nurses said that most of the times dads don't have it filled out, or people don't have it filled out for like past the first day or something like that. And Grant was like, got this. We got Pitocin in, so that's what's gonna induce me and start contractions. They said I am starting contractions, so that's good. I just don't feel them. I'm sure it's gonna get uncomfortable here soon. If you guys know my birth story, I'm literally obsessed with it and still talk about it all the time, but it's been a year and I love it so much, but that makes me laugh. And people who have thoughts and opinions and what they want to say about inductions that's negative, just don't comment it. I loved my induction process, and I'm just here to say that I freaking loved it. And for mothers that need to get induced or want to get induced or whatever, you can have an amazing experience. Let women not have to explain themselves in birth, and let them be empowered by whatever birth that they have. So if you see the bottom, that's my contractions. And if you see it, they're hitting like really high spikes, and then they're like plateauing a little bit, and then they're coming down. So I was like hitting high spikes, plateauing, then coming down. So that's something interesting. But I didn't feel a thing, guys. I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. I didn't feel a period cramp. I did not feel a thing. If the only thing is my stomach like hardening, like as if it was a Braxton Hicks. So if I was home, I literally would not know. And before I even got induced, before like when I came into the hospital, before getting anything, I was already having those contractions. I just literally did not know it. Say I was at home, I wouldn't have gotten into the hospital for such a long time because of the pain, and I progressed so quickly. So with this next baby, that's something that's like I loved that broth. We got some vegetable broth. It's just a yogurt. No, that Jello is so good.
And apple juice.
That was boring.
I'm allowed to have like serum mist though.
That's like crazy. I didn't know that.
Broth tastes really freaking good. So I'm like, there's actually a lot on the menu that I can have. I thought there was gonna be like nothing I could eat. I'm happy with this. I hope my contractions start giving me some pain, because I feel like that means Weston's trying to come along. I'd love for him to be born today so much. There's also this ball they have in here. I just haven't bounced on it. I'm in the rocker because I heard the rocker helps like good progression, so I need to keep rocking.
The nurse that's worked there for 30 years said the rocker does the most, and like it's the baby down into the pelvis.
Here. I'm just editing away.
Oh shit. My best friend just got back from college. That's her coming in to be there. I was so happy we both were that she was going to be able to be there for my birth. 2:30. Still 2 centimeters.
And I still feel nothing.
My contractions, I'm still hitting hundreds and stuff, but I feel literally absolutely nothing. So be up on your feet. Stay up on your feet. I'll be curious when my water breaks. I'm going to feel like crazy. But it's been just really boring, honestly. And weird. I just didn't expect this. So Pitocin doesn't always make everyone's pain go insane, I guess. Pitocin's so interesting. My labor, once it really kicked in, was like different dimensions. So I will be very curious this next time. I'm so open to another induction, but I'm so curious next time if I'm not induced, if I go in naturally and don't have that medical intervention. I'm so curious what kind of birth I'll have, and no matter what, it's all gonna be different. I'm just so excited, and I'm very thankful that I have a positive experience. And you can have a C-section, you can have a 30-hour labor, you can have a home birth, you can have so many different things. A very scary, traumatic birth, but still it can be positive, and it also can be traumatic and the worst thing ever and not want another baby and all these other things, and that can be so valid and so okay too. So just because this is my experience doesn't mean that it's going to be what you experience, or it doesn't take away what you felt from yours. Not every woman has my experience. I'm very thankful and I'm very blessed and lucky, and if I would have had a more negative experience, I would have been sharing that just as much. So you share your truth, your experience. That's beautiful and empowering and wonderful. If you had a stillbirth, if you've had anything, I think it's so empowering to women to share their stories, and I love listening to literally every single story because it all means something to that person, and it's all life and it's all beautiful.
It's like 4:45 and my water broke on its own a little after 4 o'clock. I'm so excited.
When they say your water literally feels like you're peeing yourself, it does, and it's warm, and it's such a crazy feeling. I loved it so much because I was experiencing things like as a woman and like with my body and my baby. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. And then right when she checked my dilation after that happened, it just kept coming out all the more, and I couldn't stop. It's like a hose that's turned on, and it's a very interesting feeling for sure. I was like, I think my water's breaking. I think that's my water. And then I called my nurse in, and it was, and then it kept.
But my water broke on its own. It was amniotic fluid. Now it's about 30 minutes probably after contractions. Immediately, like contractions after my water broke, I can feel them. I feel it coming on, and then I'm like, I can feel it. So
yeah,
I just gotta
just relax.
Grant.
I'm happy that I'm excited. Now I'm definitely not leaving. I'm definitely gonna have a baby, which is weird. I'm not gonna be pregnant anymore.
It is such a weird thought that you're not gonna be pregnant anymore. Literally the first contraction after my water broke, I finally felt all those hours in labor. I finally felt the first thing, but it was not painful. It was just, I felt it. It literally felt like a period cramp. I did not get it in my back, thank God. But I would remember being so amazed. I was so happy to be feeling pain, and so amazed that, and sure enough, I'd be feeling a lot of pain. It was cool that it did feel like period cramps to me, but I did feel the first one, but again, it was just like nothing. Like if I were home, I wouldn't have thought anything of it. It's crazy. So 6:30, 4 centimeters dilated, an hour and a half before delivery. So 6:30, I was 4 centimeters. What? So fast. So we thought, at least. I don't know when I got checked. Oh, this one hurts. I got demonetized for my birth video, so because of music playing. At 7 o'clock, we didn't know my dilation, but literally 30 minutes before, I was a 4. So you would think I'm still a 4, if anything, like a 5 or something. But in 30 minutes, I was in this much pain. So around this time, I believe is when the nurse like pulled Kelsey, my best friend, aside and was like, how serious is, Kelsey told me this after the fact, but how serious is she? I don't know if it was now or 30 minutes from this point, but how serious is she that she doesn't want an epidural? Because I did this without an epidural, and I was very serious about it. Kelsey's like, she's really serious about it. But they asked her because they saw how much pain I was in, assuming that I was a 4, but really I was in transition and in active labor. I think it was actually not this point. I think that happened in like 30 minutes or something, but it's not in this video. I just knew that after the fact talking to Kelsey. I didn't know the nurse asked Kelsey that. Yeah, I wasn't here. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Biggest tip. Grant was helping remind me. The nurse really told me, and Grant was being so dramatic in through my ear. He kept doing that to remind me. guys, 7:40, about 10 minutes before pushing. Again, like, they didn't know my dilation, but they assumed it was like a 4, a 5, like, I don't know, but I was in this intense pain. I was literally in transition. If you guys don't know what transition is, look it up. Birth is so interesting, but it's the most intense part of it all, and that's what I was in. I literally like turned into a whole different person. In the back of my head, I remember thinking epidural. I don't think I ever voiced it, but I remember thinking like, holy crap, because I'm freaking in transition and I didn't know it. But I also was like, it's when you like really are like bearing down and like you're like, I was literally in a different dimension. And I did end up saying yes to a certain drug. I forget what it was. It didn't do much. Like, I still felt every single thing, so it's clearly not an epidural, or you'd hear of it more often, but I can't think exactly what it was. I was open to it if I felt like I absolutely needed it. If I would have known my dilation, and if I would have known my dilation, I would not have gotten it, because it was like time to push. So next time if I feel like I need it, I will just ask to get my dilation checked, but who would have thought that that's what was going on? And I was just like in so much pain. I remember being like, can I just have it? And they already had it on stock on hand. They put it in me like that, and I had to get in bed with it, and I didn't know that, and I really liked not being in bed. I hated being in that bed, but because of getting this drug, it really disoriented your head. And again, that's another reason I wouldn't have gotten it if I would have known pushing time is coming soon. So this is about 10 minutes that you're watching right before pushing, and that was crazy in itself. I think that's when the nurse asked Kelsey. Yeah, I had to be in bed because I had just gotten this thing. I never like screamed in pain or anything, which I thought I would have without an epidural, but I definitely was like, and even after birth, I even was still like breathing really deep and like I don't know, like that's all I could, I don't know. I was doing that even after because my body was just so used to it. I honestly forget what that pain feels like though. I guess I'll be there soon. I remember this was hitting the time though that I was just like, it was one, and I'm not saying this to scare you guys, but it was one contraction after the other. And that's the thing, like, you do have breaks in between, but because they were so intense, to recover in the in between was just like so exhausting. It was like boom, 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 and as I would get ready to like recover a second, another one would hit, and they were like full force, and they really do like take your breath away. And I was just in a different dimension. Like, that's really all I can like explain it. Like, transition is like you're in a different dimension without an epidural. At least that's all I know. I was like crying then, and Kelsey turned it off. I can't even do anything but smile. That's when my baby was born. See, I'm still doing that.
Oh. Oh my gosh. I literally thought I was pooping myself.
That was just a baby's head.
What'd you say?
I said it feels the same.
Yeah, it really did.
And sometimes you feel like that even afterwards. Because it's just such intense pressure.
I felt that intense pressure afterwards, and I never felt that in my pregnancy. The second pregnancy, I have felt that, and it's been super weird. I didn't poop, but it literally felt like I was pooping. Like, as his head was crowning and it would come out and in, it felt like poop droplets, like, which I didn't care. I wasn't scared of pooping, but...
What time is it? What time I can't wait to find out what his pounds is. I know.
Pussy's so freaking cute.
I know, I haven't even been able to see him yet, but it's okay.
To have your best friend of so long in that room with you is so special to me. And what she did for she is just so special. But I remember when she said, Liz, he's so cute. I couldn't see him because he's on your chest, and I'm sure a lot of moms relate to that, but it's like you're wanting to, but he's like right there. It's like you can't even see your baby. But so this was 8:15 and he was born at 8:08. So it was like 7 minutes after or something. And it felt like there was like no time in between. Like it felt like that's when he was just born. Like these feel like the first moments, because I was just so disoriented and it just happened so quick.
Cutie. Look at you.
This is on your baby, okay?
Okay, perfect.
Love you, little boy.
Is he a boy?
Yes.
He's a boy.
Oh, it's
So you're going to feel my touch, and you're going to feel a pinch, and then you're going to feel burning, like a bee sting in a sensitive area.
her talking about you're gonna feel a pinch, you're gonna feel burning, like a bee sting in sensitive areas. Her talking about stitching me up. I did rip. His hand came out like that. I did rip, tear, and so she stitched me up. I did not feel a thing from it, probably because just all I just went through pushing is a little bit more and tearing than being stitched up. Just then that made me emotional seeing him cry, because I just thought back to during Weston's pregnancy, my first pregnancy. I was very excited the whole time, but the fact of not knowing, obviously for any mom, especially first time mom, is a thought that I feel like goes through so many women's heads, including mine. And I remember always saying, like, I just want him here on my chest. Like, I just want him, like, in that moment, I just want to make sure he's healthy and be on my chest. Like, I love pregnancy, but the whole point of this is to get a healthy baby here, and I just wanted him healthy on my chest. And just now, relating that to hearing that healthy cry, him on my chest, skin to skin with my baby, my firstborn son, is amazing. Grant was covering him from all the light. They had like the surgical light on, I think it is. I don't know. Covering him from the light.
Thank you.
Oh, that's a good shot. I'm so excited to see him in real life.
You know it?
This is so fun. Forgot about this. Oh, Grant looks so young.
3, 2, 1.
We found out the gender on Grant's birthday. That looked like Weston when he was born. Crazy. Literally our honeymoon.
That's very pregnant.
I did not think I was gonna cry seeing that 4D. Oh, needed shot of us.
Be the best picture we got of him.
It's just like this maternal, like, I would do anything for that baby. Like, anything. Like, take my life. I would do anything for that baby.
He's so cute! Oh my gosh, my baby. I'm so excited. And it's the last time we'll see him before we meet him. There he is! But he still has your nose. He is so cute. Oh my god, my baby. Ah, I love him so much. There he is! My baby! He's excited. He's very excited.
Okay, this is very pregnant. I definitely thought when I would take my first pregnancy test, I would freak out and cry because I wanted a baby. But I'm so chill.
And to one side, it was like squishy, and the other side was like hard. So I could tell like it was him I was feeling.
I cannot wait to give birth to my little baby boy. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I can't believe it. My water broke on its own a little after 4 o'clock. I'm so excited. The most important work we will ever do will be within the walls of our own home. I thought it was the saying, that's very true too, but I thought it was the saying that I had at the end was, if you want to change the world, go home and love your family. I love that saying. That'll be the saying at the end of birth video of our next baby. I do have the most raw ever. I have pictures of Weston actually like coming out. I'm clearly not gonna put that on the screen, but I show people it all the time if they're open to seeing it, because I don't view it as I wouldn't put it out on the internet. I wouldn't, because there's absolutely disgusting human beings out on the internet. But I think that's so beautiful. Like, to see a friend's moment like that or anything, and even Grant, like, he thinks it's so beautiful and he thought that that was not going to be him. But it's not viewed as like a female's body part. It is literally viewed as a human creation, and you see this human coming to the world, and everything else you don't see. You just, it's so beautiful and so pure. So I do have photos of that. I was able to get that, and my best friend was able to capture them for us. So that's so special and so amazing. And I'm not going to react to looking at them because, first of all, I can't show them, and second of all, I look at them pretty dang often. I just looked at him with it being his first birthday, and I look at them very often because I think it is just so freaking cool to have that. And when a baby is blue right out of birth, when a baby's umbilical cord is wrapped around and they're undoing it, when a baby is not breathing in some cases, when a baby has blood and all the fluids on them, the placenta, I have pictures of my placenta, both sides the doctor showed. All of that is the human body. It is life. It is natural. It is God's beautiful artwork. It's inspiring. It's literally our creation. It's powerful. I have like, there's so many things that I think it is, and it's not disgusting. It's not, it is so cool. It's not for everyone. I could freaking talk about this forever.
Do you want a picture of your placenta?
Yeah.
Picture my placenta. I'm glad I did. Looks like a brain or something. Flat brain.
You're so sweet, honey.
Grant was just looking at me in these moments, like pure amazement and just awe, and just like, that's why I said you're so sweet, honey, because he was just like you can't go back to that moment, you know. It was quick and active labor, because active labor, I believe it's 5 centimeters on, and I was like, I don't even know when I was 5 centimeters, honestly. Active labor could be 6 centimeters actually, whatever way you choose to birth, whether that's at home, whether that's in a birthing in, whether that's, however, epidurals are amazing and no epidurals are amazing. C-sections are amazing, and elective, like if you want a C-section, that's amazing. You know, like If you have a C-section, that's amazing, that's beautiful. Everything is so beautiful. Just because I am so obsessed and like honestly just into birth so much, it doesn't mean that needs to be your passion, and it doesn't also dim my passion. Some people are passionate about construction. Some people are passionate about fruit. Some people are passionate about the way they eat, zodiac signs. People are vastly interested in everything, and I love that because it's what you're interested in. So me being interested in birth and everything doesn't mean you need to be, but it doesn't dim my interest. You know what I'm saying? Capturing it did not take away those memories one single bit. It just added to it because now I get to look back on it. I love birth, I love birth, I love birth, I love birth.
Everything is over.